Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, Kane and Jim, getting at it. Kane and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Keeps a positive spin. What Kate's doing, the Mickey has a name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let you stop rubbing, or she's flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. The perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim, I gotta smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jimbo always keeps a positive spin. What Kate's doing, the Mickey has her name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let me stop rubbing, or she's flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. Perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jim always keeps a positive spin. What Kate's doing, the Mickey has her name dropping. Gets you out of the blue and let you stop rubbing, or she's flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. Always keeps a positive spin. What Kate's doing, the Mickey has her name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let me stop rubbing, or she's flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping.
Welcome back to the perfect match. It's December the 2nd. It's nearly Christmas. It's the start of another week. It's the start of a week where Tottenham dropped more points again. Same old, inconsistent Spurs. Man City lost again. Same old Man City, always losing. And yeah, Aston Villa as well slumped again at this weekend. So we've got a busy show today. We've got to go through all the weekend's games, and then we've got to predict all the midweek games as well. And not forgetting tonight, live at 7 on BBC Two, is the FA Cup draw. Tottenham are number 40 in the balls.
When's that, Kate?
The FA Cup third round draw tonight, 7 p.m, BBC Two. So, and we are number 40. So, but before we get started, let's see. We've got Jimbo, obviously my co-host, my glamorous assistant, in the house as always today, and the wonderful youngest looking old man, Mr. Chang, in the house as well. First of all, Jimbo, how you doing?
Yeah, good. A little bit despondent this weekend, but good. But I will have my say on that.
Oh, Jimbo will have his say. And we've also got the lovely, wonderful Mr. Chang. How are you doing, sir?
Doing very well here in Southeast Asia. Of course, as what Mr. Boxer just mentioned earlier, the week could have gone a lot better for us had we had a more, positive result 24 hours earlier. But that's the way, the game goes. You just have to take the positives with negatives and just get on with it. And I really cannot wait to get on with the show. Lots to talk about, as you rightly mentioned, and let's not waste any more time with it. Back to you, Miss Kate.
Thank you very much. Let's have a quick look who's in the chat. We've got Johnny Bethnal Green saying, morning, my front wheel skids and skidettes. Big up, Johnny. Good to see you. I hope you're feeling a bit better. Chris Agambar, number one Agambar in the whole entire universe, is here. We are good. Thanks for asking. Scott Colliver's in the house saying, hi, Kate and Jim. Beyond 72 says, in Scouse accent, Pep, get on the dole. That was a really bad accent. I love Pep, but his spitting annoys me. Yeah, that's disgusting.
Oh, don't stop it. Even in the interviews, he's playing with his spit in his mouth.
You know what? It's utterly disgusting. Good afternoon, Drew Lala. Hope you're well, my love. AJ's here, says questions have to be asked of Pep. 7 games without a win. The only game they didn't lose was the game they were 3-0 up with 15 minutes left and drew. Exactly. We have to ask these questions.
I think he's got a little bit of credit in the bank, though, Kate.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a harmless potato says hello and good morning all. Good morning to you and good morning to you, Fiona, as well. Big screen today, so not much chatting. And big up to Chang as well. Shemtan is here, says good afternoon, Princess Kate. So Jimbo, the youngest looking old man, Mr. Chimichanga. Chang. Not a good Sunday for Spurs. We draw, everyone else wins. We're looking worse, more injuries, yes. Unfortunately, Pep plays one style of football and won't adapt, although the style is good. The system only suits Rodri, and none of the other midfielders can do that job. He does. Stubborn, failure to adapt. Well, interesting point. Big up, Leo. Loved your Yorkshire pudding video. Bless your heart. Or should I say, we call them Yorkshire
pancakes.
Biscuits. Or maybe Yorkshire rock cakes, because they looked a bit hard and they looked a bit flat. But anyway, 10 out of 10 for effort. Big up, Joey.
10 out of 10 because we love you.
It's a blankety blank, but he didn't play. So, there we are.
What are you waiting silently for, Joey? Tell me.
Big up, designed to win. I hate that saying credit in the bank. It's crap.
Well, he has got a little bit of credit in the bank, AJ. He's probably second best manager to ever been in the Premier League. So I don't think they can sack him just yet. The
one you hate is finish their dinner. You hate that, don't you? They finish their dinner. Joey Barton says, we're asking questions of Pep and not Ange. Says it all really. Sod being silent. No, it's just, we've got to talk about City because this is unprecedented. This isn't unprecedented for Spurs. Big up, Yoris. Good to see you. Mile high puddings. There we go. Except they didn't rise very high. So maybe mile low puddings. Mr. Chang in the house. Big up all. Hope everyone's doing well. Big up Dante. All good here.
Hang on a minute. Joey. Right. He does get talked about on here, Ange. Right. And it's not the excuses, right? Because there's a lot of people that say their bit about him, and there's a lot of people that say he needs time. But it is a 50-50 on it. It's not all roses and petals, whatever they call it.
Unicorns and rainbows.
Yeah, that do.
Big up Mario.
Mario.
What on earth was that performance yesterday? Jimbo, help. Send Leo some Aunt Bessie's. Afternoon, Ed. Hope you're well. It isn't unprecedented for City either. They are a championship team with oil money. Yeah, but under Pep's reign, it's unprecedented. Last 3 matches, 1-1. Drawn 2, City, Roma and Fulham, 7 goals scored, 3 goals conceded. How do I explain that I'm not in full crisis mode? Yoris says, have you got a good recipe for Yorkshires, Kate? I do, Yoris. Maybe I'll put it on my community page.
She makes the best Yorkshires ever, Yoris. I'll tell you that now. If she makes Yorkshires, I eat as many as she puts on my plate.
Yeah. But it's crap, Jim. It implies you're allowed a predetermined amount of failure because you've been successful before. Dangerous game to play. How many losses are acceptable before this credit is gone?
Yeah, but the thing is, AJ, let me answer that. The thing is, right, is, look, they've gone on runs of 17, 18 games. They went 52 home games without losing, right, until we smashed them 4-0, right? If he's gone on 7 games without a win, I don't think it deserves to be talked about. Of course it does, but he doesn't deserve to be sacked. He should be given time to see if he can turn it around, with what he's done at that club. If he was our manager, I'd be backing him 1,000,000% and thinking, we know how good this guy is. Let's just give him a bit of time to turn it around. I mean, if they sacked him, it would be a travesty.
Look, personally, I don't see there's any chance at all that Pep's going to be sacked. But that's just me. Kate and Jimbo, big up Spuds, back to being Spuds, and your second team, City in crisis. Look, I'm going to start it. Where should we start? Do you want to start with City or do you want to start with Spurs?
Start with Spurs.
Okay, we'll start with Spurs. Chang, Tottenham, inconsistent again. I've taken up TalkSport this morning because they were asking the question, why are they inconsistent? And the answer is, I don't know. But people suggesting this is an Ange thing are wrong. If you Google inconsistency at Spurs, there's interviews with Conte talking about it. There's interviews with Pochettino talking about it. There's something inherently wrong with the mentality at this club. And I think we either need, this is what I said on TalkSport, we either need to get in a sports psychologist or we need to get a voodoo priestess in, because something is cursed at this club. But I mean, Chang, what did you make of the performance at the weekend?
I thought the performance was very patchy. Is there an echo? Okay, no, there's more echo. Sorry about that. So as I was saying, I thought the performance was as patchy as our starting 11 that was cobbled together. Solanke missing out just adds more to the injury woes. And with the back...
He's not, Chang, sorry, he's not injured. He just he felt a bit ill. It's not an injury. He felt a bit
thankfully.
ill. So they told him to go home. He had like a bug.
Okay, so that at least is something that Spurs fans don't have to sweat on. Another player who's going to be out for a long term. So hopefully this is just a one-off. But that game last night, I mean, again, just much like the Roma game and pretty much every other game where we struggled, I think it was just another game of fine margins. Because honestly, if that Madison free kick had crept in just before halftime, it would have been a completely different halftime team talk. We might even have made changes to try and protect that 1-0 lead or even go for it rather than having to sort of like be very guarded in our approach. But again, this is another one of those games where I really felt that the team, or rather the outfield players that started against City should have started yesterday. Unfortunately, somehow Big Ange felt that he would rather have Brennan Johnson starting over Kulusevski. And I thought that actually disrupted the flow. That disrupted the flow a bit, but credit to Brennan Johnson. He did get his goal, despite really not doing much before that goal, but he did impose himself, and that's all that matters. If he gets the goal, good for him. I fully support him and his endeavor to, be industrial in his approach, and also the goals. I mean, I think that's his 10th goal now this season. That's good for him. That's double figures, and we need to sort out the lapses in concentration. Yesterday, I thought, I honestly, at 1-0, when we were leading at 1-0 just before Kulu came on, in my head, I was thinking, if we do hold on to this lead and we keep a clean sheet, I am naming Fraser Forster man of the match. That's just how imposing he was. That's how much, that's how influential he was in the game. But sadly, we conceded. And even though Fulham were reduced to 10 men, when Fulham were reduced to 10 men, I thought we would try and capitalize on it. However, I think that when they went down to 10 men, they sort of shut up shop and parked the bus just so they could protect the points, and they effectively killed the game as a contest. So we have to learn from this. Big Ange has a lot of tinkering to do in midweek now against Bournemouth. And I would still fancy us to qualify for Europe, only that it's going to be very tough now because Chelsea themselves are finding form. So let's hope for a positive result on the eve of my birthday. And back to you, Miss Kate.
Yeah, on Thursday. Hope they give you the present you want. Look, Jim, I've got to go and sort of refer to something that Joey Barton said. I mean, the all-round game was terrible in my opinion. I think Fulham, if anything, probably deserved to win it. Iwobi, I thought, was magnificent. I think he could do a job at Spurs.
Yeah, but someone just said, Kate, can I just 1 second, you can carry on. But someone just said, I think it was El Dente said, Iwobi at the crossbar, but we hit the post as well. I'm just saying that.
But the substitutions that Ange Postecoglou made were disgraceful in my opinion.
They were strange.
No, I thought they were disgraceful. They were the sort of subs that a manager makes when they're playing for a draw. I thought they were awful. I mean, I've got a question, Ange. His in-game management at times is absolutely horrendous. And those subs for me cost us the game. I think you keep Madders on, it's a completely different game. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, look, Look, I woke up at 4:30 this morning, and the first thing that came into my head was, "Fuck, we drew with Fulham, and we was terrible," right? Because someone put in the chat a minute ago, we never. I think it was Paul. Put
Yeah, we never look like winning.
He's not a disgrace of a manager, Joey. Look, let's leave words like that out of it, right? He's not doing what he should be doing, but he's not a disgrace. That's the wrong word, Joey. I'm sorry. I got to stick up for him there. It's not a disgrace, is he? He's just making mistakes. Don't make him a disgrace, right? Let's not bring him down, like hit him with words like that and clown and stuff like that, like some people do, right? Look, I woke up at 4:30 this morning. I woke up really despondent, and for me, that's really unusual because in your opinion, he's a disgrace, Joey. Well, in my opinion, that's the wrong word to use, mate. Right? I just that's what I'm saying. Right? You can use different words. He's not a disgrace. He's a manager that's been in the game 28 years and he's won everywhere he's gone. Right? He took us to 5th last year and we're in every cup this year and we're 3 points off the top 4. So he's not a disgrace. He's making mistakes. There's a big difference. Right. I woke up, I was really despondent, and that's unusual for me. But I had a chat with Kuva at 4:30 in the morning, and I had a chat with Steve as well this morning, Steve D. And they kind of put a bit of perspective on it of where we are as a club. And I think they're right, both of them, what they said to me. They both said different things, but we got to look where we are as a club, and we're not a club that's fighting for the league, right? We're not a club that's as good as Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, even Man United. Now they've got a different manager and all of a sudden they're kicking everyone's ass with loads of goals. So we've got to look where we are in the food chain. And maybe the managers we've got over the last few years have overachieved by getting us into the top 4 and getting us 5th, getting us to a Champions League. Maybe we're a club that's overachieved instead of looking and thinking, we're a club that should be challenging on every front. And look, a lot of you say it, and I have to agree with you. A massive problem with this club is Daniel Levy, is what he wants out of the club and out of the football, right? To what we want. It's completely different. He's on one end of the spectrum, and we're on the other end. We want to win trophies and we want to win the Premier League, but he's not that way inclined. So maybe we've got to look at it at a different angle and realise where we are. But, look, I'm lucky. I've said this many times on here. I've seen us win a lot of trophies. So when we have days like last Sunday, when we beat City 4-0, it puts me on a massive, massive high because them days are few and far between, So I'm going to have to start looking at it in a different way. Otherwise, it's going to start bringing me down. Because I think to myself, I said to Stephen and Kuva that when I look at the points we've dropped from teams we shouldn't drop points from, right? If we'd have picked them points up like we should have done, because we are a better team than them teams, we'd be fighting Liverpool for the title.
So are we?
Yeah, I know, Kate, but are we a million miles behind? Does this team just? I think it needs another pump of money into it, and the right players being bought. I think a lot of the problem is as well, some of the players that we've bought are not the right players. As much as I love Van der Ven, right? And Romero is a bit on and off, but will they ever be as good as Jan Vertonghen and Toby? I don't think so. But anyway, look, I am a bit despondent today because I keep thinking we're dropping points against these lesser clubs. And it's costing us massively. And I am going to say that Ange made the subs. When he done the subs, I said to Kay, I don't know what he's doing there. He's messed up with the
Madison looked as confused as we were. He just looked completely bemused as to why he'd been taken off. Big up Angus. I think it's unfair to say we big the team up with don't criticise, because the whole point of this stream is we're criticising Tottenham. We're not going to sit here and say he's a clown and he's a tosser and this, that, and the other.
Look, Joey, it's not about the fans that said this. It's not about the fans that said that. It's just about discussing it, right? Without fucking slagging everyone down and calling them whatever you just said. It's about discussing where we're going wrong and where we need to go right. It's not about the fans. Well, this fan said this fan said that. It's just about talking about it, keeping it respectable, and not slagging people down.
Yeah, we kind of had this talking out in our WhatsApp group this morning that some people say, well, you're the problem and you're not a fan. It's ridiculous. We're all supporters of the same club, but we just all choose to do it differently, and we all think our way's the right way. But I just think we can all talk without being unreasonable. I don't think there's any need to call Ange anything. You could say you don't like him. You could say you don't think he's good enough, and that's perfectly fine. I'm not convinced he's good enough. I'm not going to lie. But to call him, to say you hate him and to say he's a disgrace, I think it's a bit harsh. You know, big up Benji. It is nearly Christmas. Yay! We needed to keep Madison on. Yeah.
I didn't understand that. And he made an error there. There might have been something behind it. I don't know. But Madison looked confused when he come off, because I thought if something was going to happen, it was going to be through him the way he was playing.
I thought Porro had a dodgy game. I said that to Jimbo yesterday.
Yeah.
Big up to Lloris, who's been a member for 8 months, and big up to Benji, who's been a member for 13 months. Jingle bells, jingle bell. Oh, jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Yes, big up Benji. Thanks for reminding us Christmas isn't far away. Big up Jose from LTL. He put in the chat, can you name me another team in the Premier League without their first choice goalkeeper, 2 centre backs, centre midfielder, and centre forward? That's a start in 5 players. Then with your backup centre forward and 2 wide forwards out as well. I mean, he's got a massive point, Chang. We are absolutely riddled with injuries, and people can say it's not an excuse, but I'm not excusing it, but it's a fact.
When I saw that team, right, I thought they were good enough to beat Fulham. When I saw it, I thought this is a team that's good enough to beat Fulham. But I don't know what it is. You know, they go out. It's so frustrating to watch. They go out some games and they look like world beaters, right? And they're all up for it, and then you go out like Fulham. They look lackluster to me.
Lackluster.
Yeah, whatever it is. They didn't look. I don't know if they're tired because of so many games. I don't know. But the thing is, if you want to be successful, you've got to be in all fronts. So even if you only pick up one of them, you've got to be in them to pick one up. You know.
Yeah.
You've got to have all your eggs in one basket, wherever it is.
I mean, Chang, I'm going to bring you in for Jim just waffles for the whole lot of the show. Bless you, Jimbo. But I mean, what Jose says, right, we are riddled with key injuries, not just injuries. Our first goalkeeper, you know, our first 2 centre-backs. There isn't any other team that have got that many people out, and it's not an excuse, it's a fact.
And this is a fact that I think just hammers home how thin a squad we have, or rather how lacking in depth we have, especially when one of your starting players finds himself out for a long period of time. Suddenly, then you are wishing that you had better backups, or even made better or even smarter signings during transfer windows. And I think this one just exposes them all. I think earlier, Mr. Boxer also mentioned some of the signings that we've made. I mean, just look at Archie Gray. I honestly don't even know what is his preferred position, and yesterday just hammers home the I wouldn't say he's an inappropriate fit, more like he maybe was signed at the wrong time when we really needed strength in depth. And when I saw him come off mere minutes after he just come on, that I think was just hammered home the fact that our recruitment hasn't been all that good. So all these injuries, they are part and parcel of the game, don't get me wrong. But again, our physios, our medical department, they need to take a good hard look at themselves. Why is this still happening to us every season? More so than any other club too, for that matter. Is it because Big Ange is pushing the players far too hard than any other team, any other club, or is it the players themselves? They aren't really that fit to last the whole season without missing out every now and then. So it's all part of the game, but we really have to be smarter with our recruitment, and that yesterday highlights how lacking in depth we are. Hopefully, with Solanke back, and better substitutions on midweek, we might find a we might get a better result against Bournemouth, but I wouldn't bet against it. I am still hopeful that we will get some better players in a month's time in January, but knowing Enoch, knowing Daniel Levy, that might be a long shot. But here's hoping. Just hope that we can do something about it, and I really can't wait for the likes of Romero and Benaven to get back soon, if they are in fact scheduled to be back soon. Hopefully before the end of the calendar year. Let's just keep our fingers crossed till then.
Yeah, I think that Romero's back for this Thursday's game. Van der Ven, I think near the Chelsea game, which is the weekend, but I'm not sure. It might be the weekend after. Yeah, you say the same team, Bar Solanke beat City, but Solanke was immense in that City game. Even though he didn't score, he was fantastic. And we missed it massively yesterday.
We did miss him yesterday, but I haven't made any excuses about the players. In the fact of when I saw the team lineup, I thought this team's good enough to beat Fulham, and I really believed that. So I'm not making excuses about the players, Joey. Not at all. They should have. They look lackluster for me. They look like they weren't putting in 100%. And when he said about Ange, right? And everyone's making excuses, but not saying Ange is not good enough. Right, look, I spoke to Steve D for length this morning, and he's a pretty smart guy when it comes to football. He is actually one of the smartest guys I speak to about football. He knows his stuff, and he said to me that he never really wanted Ange, but he accepted him. And maybe he's not good enough, and he could be right. Maybe he's not good enough, right? But I said to Steve that I never knew anything about him because I don't watch the Scottish League, and I had never had a clue. But I accepted him because he's our manager. But maybe he's not good enough, Joey. I just sit and I hope that he is good enough. I love some of the games we play. Some of the games really fucking get me off my seat, and I love it. So I back him. But look, with me, it doesn't matter what manager's in here. I'm not one for slagging them down. I'll get behind them. I will criticise them. Right, and he did make mistakes with the subs. I said that straight away to UK, didn't I? As soon as he done them, he's messing up here. He's going to get slaughtered for this. But he's not good enough, and I'm in dreamland thinking he's going to win us a trophy. I don't know. We'll see.
Big up, Jose or Jose. I always say Jose. Big up, Jose. Member for 12 months, you legend. Thank you so much for all your support. Everybody who's a member and just everyone that's here. Joris wants a new medical team for Christmas. El Dante says Liverpool played as many matches as they're flying. Look, I don't think we can compare ourselves to Liverpool. They've got the likes of Salah in their team. I think they're a far superior team.
Well, you can just go on. Have they got a bad player?
Even their second-rate, their second-choice goalie, in my opinion, Kelleher, is better than Vicario, our first-choice goalie.
Yeah, if you go through their team, Kate, I don't think they've got a bad player in their team.
No, I don't think they have. 32 shots against us in the last 2 games. Yes, but how many did we concede? That's the most important thing. Injuries isn't the reason we are inconsistent. No, I agree.
No, I agree with that, Paul.
Something wrong with the mentality at the whole club. Glad Chang's hopeful. I'm not, because this team doesn't play with any heart and passion for the shirt. No, we're not the Solanke team. You're putting words in my mouth, Joey. Even when they did last season, they still had good form and won the League Cup. We haven't lost despite all the injuries. That's true, Ellie. We're talking as if we lost. We didn't lose.
No, but I think that if we want to progress, Kate, as a club, right? If we want to progress as a club, we have to win games like the ones we're losing. We have to beat the Ipswiches and the Leicesters that have just been promoted, and we have to beat the Fulhams. Our record against Fulham's fantastic. So we need to be beating these teams if we want to progress as a club, and we're not. And yet we can go out there and put a world-class performance on against City. It's frustrating. It's understandable. The fans are frustrated and want to criticise, but for me, it's the way you criticise. I don't like all the name calling and all that.
Potato Stew's got a good point. Consistency has to start somewhere, and we are unbeaten in 3. Is that a start? I mean, that is consistent. It might not be consistent wins, but we are unbeaten in 3, which is a good start. But I'd put this to you, Chang. Joey says, in the 18 months, do you think we have improved?
That's a very tough question for me to answer. Have we improved after Conte? I would like to say yes, but every time we start to win games, it's almost like one step forward and two steps back. We beat the teams that on paper should be tough to beat, and suddenly we then lose, or we lose our footing against lesser teams, so-called lesser teams on paper. So, in a way that yes, there is progress when we look at, oh, we're beating Man City, we're beating United, we are beating Villa and West Ham, but we are still finding it difficult to break down teams like Ipswich and Palace, or even Brighton and Leicester, who deploy low blocks against us, and we find it hard to make any sort of headway. So there is progress in areas, and we do regress in areas as well. On the balance, I would say we're pretty much where we started with Ange. We're still, we're still a work in progress. I think the only question now is whether will we ever push forward under Big Ange. That, I think, is the question a lot of us Spurs fans want to know. Is this a manager who's going to bring us somewhere, or is he just leading us all in circles and we are just right where we started? Come next season? That, I think, is the better question to ask. Is Big Ange the manager to bring us to that next level, or is it just rinse and repeat? And you never know. Maybe 5-6 months time, we find ourselves with another manager. That's anything can happen with this club. And what Mr. Kaufman here just says it all. I mean, some fans who have been with the club for however many decades or years they've been supporting, and you come along with and Big Ange, another new manager comes along like Big Ange, and you just have to restart everything. You have to rebuild the whole team. You have to build up your whole coaching staff, the philosophy, yada yada yada. I think that we should be getting somewhere, and we have the players to get somewhere, and the manager has the style of play to get us somewhere. It's just getting all of those things right at the same time. You can have all the players fit, but if the manager doesn't know to deploy his substitutes, that doesn't help. If your players aren't fit, but the manager then knows how to use the substitutes properly, but you don't have the right players to do it, that's not helping either. This is where I think Big Ange and the club needs to have a sort of synergy moving forward. Get the right players, and Big Ange needs to get the right tactics, make the right substitutions. And I really believe, deep down inside, I still believe he will get us a trophy. Maybe not this season, but let's wait to the end of the season to see what happens. Let's wait another 1 month. Just give him one more month after the new year, after Christmas. Let's see how we fare against United in the quarterfinals, and then we will judge.
Yeah. I mean, Jimbo, I'll give my opinion in a minute. Do you think we've improved under Ange?
Well, look, we're close to the top 4, right? Someone just put we won't finish top 6. We will. I'm convinced we're finishing the top 6, right? I mean, when you look at the game against Fulham, I thought we were terrible, and yet we still got a point out of it. I think that we need more money spent on some better players. So when we got injuries, we've got players that can come in on the same ilk, so we're not losing anything, because at the moment we haven't really got that. We've got players that are coming in and giving their all, some of them, right? And then you've got the players that are normally on the pitch not giving their all. Like, I thought Jakusin and Davis were probably two of the players that were giving it everything. I don't know, Kate. We're still in all the cups, so we've improved in that sense, and we're only, I think, is it 3 or 4 points off top 4? So we're not a million miles away. So it's hard to say if we've improved. The only time I think you can answer that is the end of the season. If you've improved, I think that's the time to answer that question. It's very hard to answer it now. But look, Steve D said to me this morning when we was talking, there's so many teams having a slump this season. It's strange. You got United, even though
Well, United have just started picking up.
yeah,
To be
they
fair.
picked up the last 2 games, right? You got Villa,
City.
City doing
Even
bad.
Arsenal have went through a little mini slump,
Yeah,
didn't
went
they?
for a mini slump. It's a very strange season. But see, this is where I get frustrated more because I think to myself, if we'd have picked up the points that we should have picked up, it puts us in such a good position. So, but I have to say it, and it's very unusual for me to say it. That draw or yesterday really affected me, which it doesn't normally, but it affected me yesterday. When I woke up at 4:30 and got up, and I had a chat with Coover. So
Look, I'm going to give my opinion. Do I think we've improved? I think I enjoy watching the football more than I did under Nuno. Not all the time, but some of the time. I think when we're good, we look brilliant, but when we're bad, we are terrible. So I'm going to say I don't think we've particularly improved. I don't know if I think Ange is the right guy to take us forward. I'm going to err on the side of positivity for now and get behind him and hope he can turn it round. But I look at I look at Aston Villa, right? They're 8 wins now without Emery. If they were to pull the trigger on Emery, I would take him in a heartbeat over Ange Postecoglou. So that is what I'm talking about. I am on the fence with Ange, but if a better manager was put in front of us, I would get rid of him in a heartbeat. But all the while he's here, I will try and back him and I will try and be positive because no one wants to come on YouTube and be miserable. Well, I certainly don't. I've got enough to be miserable about. So we try and give people something to smile about when they come on here. And people will say it's deluded positivity. It's not. It's just we're choosing to err on the brighter side. But as I say, me personally, if for instance Emery came forward and didn't have a job and there were links, I would be going, yes, please go and get Emery. So until something better comes along, I do not want to sack Ange and be lumbered with Ryan Bloody Mason. I'd rather keep Ange and see where it takes us. And that's basically where I am at the moment. It's kind of sitting on the fence a little bit, but that's how I feel. Big up Eva Man says, big up. Oh, yes, yesterday's game was very disappointing. I completely agree. I would prefer Dracula a million miles. I mean, Jim, who do you prefer, Emery or Ange? If it was in front of you right this second,
I'd keep Ange.
oh, that's such a bad decision.
Is it? Is it? Well, where are
Yeah,
Villa at the minute?
I'll tell you what. Yeah, but I'll tell you why. The other day we was talking about managers in the league, and you put Emery in the top 4 managers in the league.
Yeah, I like Emery. I'm not saying I don't like him, but I just think if you change for Emery, you're going to end up back in the same position. Like it's going to be an up and down. It's going to be up and down. He's not going to take us to the summit, okay? Look where he got Villa in the top 4, and look where they are now. Now they're struggling. You know,
yeah, but everyone has blips.
it'd be exactly the same. So why change for him? I don't see the point.
What about you, Chang? If Emery was in front or Ange, who are you choosing?
That's also a very tough question for me to answer, but just based on performances, based on the games that have been played out between Villa and Spurs, you'll be surprised to find out that actually Big Ange has got a better of Emery more times than Emery has gotten a better of Big Ange. And if you just based on that alone, I would say that Big Ange is actually a better fit for us. Although, if you also look at Emery's performance, or rather his, how he's been doing at Villa with the players he had at his disposal, you could make an argument that Emery is the better all-round manager. I'm also on the fence with this, but given the choice, I would also stick with Big Ange, much like Mr. Boxall. Not so much. You were about to say something, Mr. Boxall?
I was just going to say, sorry, only the Vindaloo. You got a membership. I was surprised. I thought you was a member anyway. But Rosie the chef.
Yeah, Rosie gifted it to you on Friday, Vindaloo.
Yeah. Sorry,
Good,
Chang.
good, Chang.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I was mentioning that I will actually go for Big Ange because he actually strikes me as someone who really knows how to talk to the players, really know how to manage them. Although he might not be showing that with his substitutions or even some of his starting lineups, but he strikes me as the kind of fatherly figure where a lot of our young players really need the sort of guidance, the sort of tutelage to excel in this very challenging and very very tough league. If, and this is a big if we have proper strength in depth, then we wouldn't need to be deploying the kids in really dire situations such as we found ourselves yesterday. And I feel that that might be just where he's missing out on, whereby Big Ange has his hands tied more so than maybe any other manager when it comes to our strength in depth. And I think that is actually where he's being failed by our own hierarchy, our Daniel Levy. So maybe, just maybe, in a perfect world, or rather in a perfect club, if we had the proper investors who are willing to actually gamble on this manager and give him the soft players that would, be the envy of any other club, then you never know. He might actually just do well, but because Big Ange only has the soft players he has to work with, so maybe that is why he's being held back. I could be wrong, but this Premier League is one of the toughest, most entertaining, and very very dog eat dog sort of league. So anything goes in this league, and I really do hope that the hierarchy, Enoch, Daniel Levy, get behind this manager. Let him at the very least have the benefit of the end of the season, and then we'll see where we are come summer.
Yeah, big up Laurie. That was me on Talksport. Yeah, I do love ringing in. I've got to say, Chang, I do disagree with you on the man management side. I watched him with the players. I watched us go when we conceded to Fulham. There was they didn't look like they give a shit, really. Their heads dropped and they just plodded along. I think if you've got a real good man manager with this who can instill a winning mentality, it should be able to lift the whole team. And I just didn't see that at all. As far as Emery being an ex-Arsenal manager, look, that wouldn't make any difference to me. He was sacked by Arsenal. We had George Graham. I just really like Emery. I don't associate him with Arsenal, really. You want to know the truth? Even though he is ex-Arsenal, I just don't really associate with him. But Lisa says, hello, Kate, Jimbo, and Chang. Nice to see you. I wish it was after a Spurs win. Don't we all? We have
with
got
football, Kate. Football's a strange game. I've said it many times that Arsenal have picked up again, and it's like, play well. They look really good at the minute, but they could go backwards so quick. They've shown that, and we've shown that we can go forward so quick. Get our players back. We could go on a nice run, and it's not. Don't look so doom and gloom. That's why I say wait till the end of the season. Especially the way this season's going. Wouldn't surprise me if Liverpool went on a bad run.
Anthony Clark, the thing is, right, you're saying, why would Emery go to Tottenham? Everyone said that about Conte. He'd never go to Tottenham.
He went to Arsenal, so if he went to Arsenal, he'd definitely come to the mighty Spurs.
Everyone said Mourinho would never come to Tottenham. So that's just daft. Please go and watch a Nuno, Jose and Conte full game and come back and tell me Ange hasn't improved. What I think what you're saying, Yoris, is he's improved our style. We're more entertaining to watch, but actually improved us. I can see an argument for both. I'm not sure that he has. I'm really, really despondent.
We play better football when we play.
Yeah, but better football doesn't automatically mean better results.
No, of course not.
I'm starting to agree with Benji, what he said a while ago, and I never thought I'd say this. Maybe Graham Potter isn't a bad shout for Spurs because he does play the youth. We've got a very young team. I'm just not convinced by Ange. I mean, people can clip this, and if we win a trophy, then quite happily play it because I hope I'm wrong, but I'm not convinced. Emery's not the right fit, neither is Ange. We need a manager whose CV is based on bringing academy players through. Get Poch back.
I wonder why. Some of the players some week look so good, and then other weeks they look like they haven't got a clue. I can't get my head around that. I can't.
I'm not Ange out this season at all. It'd be crazy, but I would like to see him make smarter subs and make them sooner. Also, he should use some of the younger players. Yeah, I mean, Lancashire was sat on the bench. Perfect, as Steve D said, perfect substitute for Solanke. didn't bring him on till he brought him on really late, didn't he? Without any chance to impact the game. Am I right?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Kate, I think that if you put Lancashire through the middle from the beginning of the game, right, and have Brennan out on the wing, and you have Sonny out on the wing, and you have Kulu behind with Sarr and Madders behind with Sarr and Basuma like he did, right? You're not changing the team too much. There's not too much tinkering. You're like changing player for player because Lancashire, I'm not sure how hard he works. I haven't seen enough of him, but I would imagine he's fit. So you're changing striker for striker instead of moving it all around. So that's what I found very strange with that. That's why I would have stuck him in there. We know he can score goals. So some of his goals are fantastic.
That's a great shout. Eddie Howe. Oh, I'd love him at Spurs. I really like him. And it won't be long for Newcastle get rid of him because they got.
He's got a bit stagnant there, isn't he?
Yeah. I'd take him in a heartbeat. Yeah. Do you know what? I just don't know.
What did AJ say? I missed that. What did he say?
He said the fact that we are so inconsistent means there are clear problems. One week the players buy into it, the next week they don't. But as I said this morning, if you go back, if you Google Tottenham inconsistent, there's interviews with Conte talking about why we're inconsistent. There's interviews with Poch. It's not a new thing for Spurs to be inconsistent. And it seems to be that it's a club thing. It's just, maybe it's the whole Harry Kane thing. He said that when you lose a couple of games at Spurs, it don't matter. But when you lose a game at Bayern Munich, it's like the end of the world. Maybe we don't put the pressure on the players and instill that they have to win every game. I don't know. It's bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers. There isn't, for me, another club in the world that's more frustrating to support than Tottenham. I defy anyone to find another club that is more frustrating than Spurs. I wish I didn't support them, but I can't bloody help it. There's talk that Newcastle might go for Mourinho. Yeah, they've been saying that for a long time. I don't know if that will happen. Ben says Mourinho to Newcastle is always going to happen. Mourinho's mentor was Bobby Robson. He'd love to win something for him. Kate, for me, the style of football is probably more important than winning, but that's just me. Like Ange said, when he's gone, we'll pine for his football. Yeah, I think that's very arrogant for him to say that. I don't agree with that.
He said, no, he didn't say we would pine for his football. He said maybe the fans will pine.
Yeah, but even say that is
well,
that's like me saying
when it works, it's brilliant, you know. Look,
yeah, but it doesn't matter.
I'm kind of with the Belgium Hotspur here, Joris. I'm kind of with him in the sense of I want to win trophies. Of course, I want to win trophies. But if we play some really good football and have a decent season at the end of the season, you know, I'm not down on it all. But obviously, I want to win a trophy. Don't take me out. Start saying Jim don't want to win trophies because he does want to win trophies. But if we play really good football, right, like we did under Poch and we never kind of got over the line, some of the football we played under Poch and some of the games we won, to me, was fucking excellent. It was just brilliant. You know, I keep saying it, that Liverpool when we beat them 4-1, that was just, to me, that was just some of the best football I've seen this club play in years and years and years. But obviously I want to win trophies. But look, there's only 4 trophies to win. So,
look, I think to say that's like me saying I'm going to shut my YouTube channel down and maybe you'll all miss me because I'm fabulous. You know, I just think
you are
sometimes
fabulous, and we would miss you.
But I'm bored of talking about Tottenham. I'm not going to lie. I'm sick to death of talking about them and even thinking about them. They get on my bloody tits.
Can I take their place?
No. Next up, let's have a chat about Liverpool. It was only 2-0, but by God, it could have been 5-6-0 in the first half an hour. They were so. I don't think I've ever seen a team dominate Manchester City quite like Liverpool did yesterday, Chang. I mean, surely this is massively Liverpool's title to lose from here.
A lot of people are saying that because of City's injuries, much like ours, they are the ones who are also struggling right now. I mean, if you look at that first half, I think it didn't really matter whether it was a Stefan Ortega or Ederson in goal. They were always going to concede. And somehow when you have a centre-back pairing of Ruben Dias, Manuel Akanji, and your defensive midfield consists of Ilkay Gundogan and Rico Lewis, who were really taken to the cleaners by both Madison and Decky. Just only last weekend, I think they were always going to concede. And yes, they could have conceded a whole lot more, But I think they themselves were very unlucky not to score themselves. City. If you look at that second half, I can't remember which centre back it was. There was one centre back who made a big mistake towards the end, and it presented Kevin De Bruyne with a very presentable
Yeah.
opportunity, but his one-on-one was saved by Callagher, and I think you have a very good shout out there for Callagher, maybe challenging Vicario for top spot. If he were to come to Spurs, he might even be the first goalkeeper, and Vicario might find himself as our second goalkeeper. But yeah, in that first half alone, I mean, this is where you really have to give it up to clubs that really invest in the players to suit the manager's philosophy. Look at Cody Gakpo. Look at Cody Gakpo, Luis Diaz. Uh, who else came on? Darwin Nunes came on. Kwanzaa came on. Curtis Jones came on. And yeah, those are the kind of players which I wish we had to come on for our injured first teamers. But unfortunately, uh, that's not us, and that's why Liverpool are where they are, and they deserve it. And yeah, I honestly feel that this season is Liverpool's title to lose. Although I know we're only 1/3 of the way. We've only played 13 matches of a possible 38, so we are 1/3 of the way in. We still have another 2/3. That's how long the season is. So if Liverpool can keep this up, let's see in a month's time from now, after Christmas, after January, who's going to be, top of the table at Christmas, and maybe that will give us a clear indicator who are going to be the title favorites. And as it stands, Liverpool are looking very comfortable on top.
Yeah, I mean, I big up to Mark CFC who says you can't write City off. For me, it is a two-horse race. I think City, something's inherently wrong there at the minute. Whether it's the charges pending, I don't know. I think it's Liverpool's to lose, but I still think Arsenal have got a massive chance. Should Liverpool get a key injury or two? I mean, Salah's playing out of his skin at the minute. Oh, excuse me, Jimbo. Are you writing City off for the title? Do you think it's a two-horse race?
Well, on Talk Sport this morning, they did the odds with Paddy Power. They were 6-1. Liverpool.
Wow.
At the beginning, you could have got 6-1 on them, and now they're 11-23.
What about Man City? What price were they?
They were odds on, I think, or 11
Odds
to
on,
10.
they can't have been.
No, 11 to 10, something like that. It was ridiculous, their price. But look, you got to give Arne Slot credit, of course you have, because it's his team. But you've also got to give Klopp some credit as well, because he built that team. He's not changed anything, has he? He took over. He's inherited a fantastic team. He's made a few tweaks, but he's not made a lot of difference. But he's got their mentality right, that's for sure, because they looked excellent. I said to you,
you could get 15-2 with Paddy Power, so 7.5 to 1 for Man City, and some bookies are offering 9-1 for Man City to win the league. That's unbelievable.
No, I meant at the beginning of the season.
Oh, I'm talking about now. It's 9
No, I
to
don't know
1.
about now. They said at the beginning of the season. But look, I said at the beginning of the season that after a few games that Liverpool won't lose 2 in a row, and I'm still going to stick to that. They won't lose 2 in a row. They seem to, if they lose one, come back stronger. They're such a good team, and I can't see anybody getting near them. I can't, not even the way Arsenal playing. I mean, Liverpool have got to lose 4 games. Can you see them losing that? No. They might lose the odd one here and there. So they might, over the season, lose 4 games, but they've lost one already. But I can't see them losing 4 games the way they're playing. They've just got a mentality of winning. Their players are winners, They've just got a whole team of winners. And the two that you've got to say stand out is Van Dijk and Salah. them two, if you got them two in your team, you've got a winning mentality, and you've got two captains in your team straight away, let alone all the other players. So look, they're the best team in the country at the minute, and there's no arguing about that. The table says it. Like, we're not even at Christmas, and how clear are they? They're 9 of Arsenal and 11 of City. You know, I can't see that getting pulled back, if you want to know the truth. But it has been done before with more points, so it could be done. But I don't think it'll be done.
What upsets me more is that Arne Slot was the one I wanted so badly at Spurs.
Yeah, but why would he come to Tottenham, Kate, with Levy as the chairman?
Yeah, I know, but not that I'm saying he would be doing as well, because you know, our team and Liverpool's team are completely different. But I just really like him.
I'm sure Levy, right, when a manager comes for an interview with Tottenham, right, I'm sure Levy tells them exactly the way it's going to be. I don't think he'd lie to them. I don't think he'd say to them, you know, I'm going to buy you the best players on the market. And he probably tells them his strategy, and either take it or leave it. And so why would Arne Slot come to Tottenham?
Yeah, I've completely forgot what I was going to say. This is why, when you interrupt me, it's a nightmare, because I can never remember what I was going to say. So I'm going to move on to, I was going to say Chelsea. Are they in the title race? They're flying at the minute. I think it was 3-0. They're absolutely flying. They're playing very, very well. I think their keeper is of massive concern, even though they kept a clean sheet at the weekend. Chang, I mean, they're 18-1, Chelsea, to win the league. But for me, if not this year, I think next year they're going to mount a title race. What do you think?
This is why I honestly feel that sometimes when clubs like Chelsea, when they make that managerial change, I think they know what they're doing, especially when it comes to choosing managers. They had it all, and they did the right thing of replacing Pochettino after only one season. And if you actually look at the table right now with Chelsea, I think you'll be very pleasantly surprised that they have the exact same statistics as second place Arsenal, from the number of goals scored, the number of goals conceded, the number of points, even the wins, draws, and losses is exactly the same between second and third. So if you just look at the league position between Arsenal and Chelsea, I think both of them have a very good chance of challenging Liverpool, provided they themselves can be as consistent as Liverpool, which I think is something that a lot of people would question. But yeah, for Chelsea, I mean, right now they are doing so much better under, oh my goodness, what's his name?
Maresca.
That's correct, Maresca. That's correct, Maresca. So Maresca is doing a much better job than Pochettino and even Graham Potter combined, both of them. And if he does keep this up, and if Chelsea do strengthen and they reinforce during the January transfer window, I wouldn't be surprised if they actually finish above Arsenal. They might just find it a bit too much to catch up to Liverpool. Even though I know it's, like I said, it's only 1/3 of the way into the season, but 9 points for someone like Maresca. If David Raya is still no, not Raya, Sanchez. Sorry, Sanchez. Robert Sanchez. If Robert Sanchez isn't keeping the goals at bay, then I think Chelsea will struggle come the final third or even the final quarter of the season. But the way things are going for Chelsea, you can never tell, because if they suddenly hit a purple patch run of form and both Arsenal and Liverpool start faltering, then you never know.
Yeah, Pochettino hadn't played brilliantly at the end of last year. Yeah.
On I think it was TalkSport. Someone said, let's not give Maresca all the credit here, because Pochettino got them into the position that they were getting into to start winning. So he left a good is it legacy behind? I don't know what they call it. A good structure. He left a good structure behind for someone to take over. So, but okay, they can win it, but I don't think they will. According to their manager, they're not ready.
No, I think next year they will certainly mount a title challenge. for sure. And then we've got this game, which we're going to touch on. Apparently, Arsenal best defence in the league, but still managed to concede two. Just saying. But no, what a good game, exciting game for a neutral. Would have been better if it was 5-2 West Ham. Jimbo, Arsenal finding their form again. West Ham, in fairness, looked bloody terrible at times. Are Arsenal going to be the bridesmaid again, sitting in second, do you think, at the end of the season?
Well, I have to say, Arsenal went 2-0 up and we switched it off. I went to watch something and it was only like, it weren't long later. We looked, it was 5-2. So we put it, was it 4-2 or something? And we put it back on. We'd only just got off of it. There was like 4 goals in I don't know how quick they were, but it was really funny. It seems to be, that happens to us a lot. We switch a game off and when we go back to it, it's like loads of goals. Yeah, they're playing well again, Arsenal. I mean, I said that the other day. They're playing some good football again, and well, there's not much more you can say. They're back in it again. But see, they've let themselves down again this season because they had that slump, right? They don't have that slump, right? And they shouldn't have had that slump because they've thrown points away against teams that they should have beat. And they'd be up there fighting Liverpool, same as what I said about us with the points we've thrown away. So they've kind of killed themselves again this season, even though they've got a chance to get it back. They've got to rely on Liverpool making mistakes now, dropping points where they shouldn't have been in that position. So for Arsenal fans in the chat, I mean, tell me if I'm right or wrong. You must get as frustrated as we get.
Yeah. Yeah, because they could be sort of right up there, but again, they've dropped silly points. But talking of points, this week's predictions, obviously Nick's not here, he's working. Chang, you only got 3 points this week, I'm afraid. Nick got 4, I got 5, Jim got 6. So it's all very close. The standings are Jim with 73, me with 83, Nick with 84, and Chang with 94. So it's getting closer, but Chang's got quite a nice lead going on there. But midweek this week, starting tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, there's games every single day, which is great for us because we get to watch football every night, which is always good. First game of the week, no, as I said, the weekend. First game of the midweek, I've got Nick's predictions, is Ipswich versus Palace. I've done 2-1 Ipswich. Nick has done 2-1 Ipswich. Mr. Chang, we know how much you love a 2. Oh, we're going for a draw. I was going to say who to then. Any particular reason?
Okay, so this is actually based on the recent games. The past weekend, or rather the weekend that just passed. So I actually fancy a draw in this one. I think Palace are blowing hot and cold themselves, and you could say the same about Ipswich. I actually wanted to go for an Ipswich win, but this is the one game I think that Palace might just try and prevent themselves from slipping further back into the relegation zone. So I expect Palace to, at the very least, try to put up an effort to get a point at Ipswich, and that is why I'm going for a 1-1 draw here between Ipswich and Crystal Palace.
Okay, Jimbo, Ipswich, Crystal Palace. What's your thoughts?
I'm going to go 2-1 Palace.
We've done me and Nick have done 2-1 Ipswich. You're going 2-1 Palace.
Yeah.
Interesting. Any particular reason?
Because I think Palace are better than them, and I think Palace will show that.
Okay,
I think Palace is is a team that's very underrated. They don't. I think they got some really, really good players in their team, and I think there'd be too much for Ipswich.
Mr. Chang doesn't actually have his own channel. Go on, Chang. I'll let you explain.
So previously, I've only been a co-host over on Spurs Vision TV, and although I was one of the founding members, or rather one of the co-owners of Spurs Diehards with Mr. Adrian Stroker, Queen Ellie, and of course Mr. Ian Meth. Recently, though, I've not been able to contribute as much to Spurs Diehards because they usually stream very, very late at night. If they start streaming at, say, 8, 9 p.m., that's about 3, 4 a.m. in the morning. That's when I'm fast asleep. So unfortunately, I've not been able to contribute as much, on YouTube. And this channel right here, the perfect match is the perfect time. Talk about perfect timing. The perfect match is the perfect time for a Southeast Asian like me to come on to YouTube after work, after the kids have gone to bed, and just before I myself go to bed. So the perfect match is the perfect match for me, and that's all I'll say about me and my YouTube.
There we go. Yeah, Chang's always here every Monday and Friday. So yeah, if you want to see more of Chang, he's always here. And the member show. Let's start one, Chang. I'd be your first member, says Yoris. Bless Yoris. We all love Yoris. You never know what the new year might bring. Next game, Leicester versus West Ham. I did a 1-0 Leicester win for this one, where Nick did a 2-2 draw. Jimbo, Leicester West Ham. How do you see this one going?
Yeah, I'm with Nick here. I think it'd be a score draw. I'm going to go with Nick with a 2-2. I think it'd be 2-2. I don't think Leicester West Ham are another funny team, and they, they looked really good the other week, and then they looked absolute pony against Arsenal. But then you got to look. I think to myself, did Arsenal make them look bad? Because they are a much more superior team to them. But Leicester at home, I think they get a point out of it.
And of course, it's Van Nistelrooy's first game. That's why I've done Leicester to nick it 1-0. Mr. Chang, before you give your prediction, Yoris says, can I ask where you live and why is your English so perfect?
Okay, so to Mr. Yoris, I'm actually a Malaysian-born Chinese. My grandparents, they hail from mainland China. My parents were the first generation of Chinese to be born in this southern hemisphere of Asia, called Southeast Asia. And the reason why, well, I wouldn't say my English is perfect, but for as long as I can remember, ever since birth, I've been immersed in the English vernacular for, pretty much 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And I wouldn't give it up for any other thing. I think the English language is one of the single most flexible, influential, and above all, easiest to master if you just take the time to really, get to love it. I mean, as a kid, Faulty Towers, Blackadder, Mind Your Language, Only Fools and Horses. I could go on. Even that thing that's Rowan Atkinson did. Not the
Blackadder.
the 9 o'clock news. I did mention Blackadder. He did something before that.
Not the 9 o'clock
news.
Yeah,
That's the one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just little things like this that really give you an interest in the English language. And for as long as for the most part of my teenage years, I remember just watching so much of Bill Bailey and his stand-up, as well as a lot of this English comics. That their English is very. I wouldn't say it's different from American English. Let's just say that there is a certain level of class when you're speaking the Queen's English. I'm not sure if it's going to be called the King's English just yet. To me, it will always be the Queen's English. And that's my life in a nutshell, and how I immerse myself with the English medium.
That program, Chang, Mind Your Language.
Mind Your Language, yes.
That was so funny.
Because it's exact.
That was so
the
funny.
whole idea. The whole idea of Mind Your Language is the class teacher, Jeremy Brown. He's just trying to work his way around a class of Indians, Pakistanis, Chinese, Japanese, Italians, you name it. It's learning English while having a laugh. That's what is beautiful about Mind Your Language. And it's, to me, it's the one program that I think I will slowly try integrate into my daughter's learning curve when it comes to mastering the English vernacular. But I've got to find the time for it, especially during the weekend.
Yeah.
I've never ever seen Mind Your Language.
Oh, it's so funny.
No,
You have
I've
to
never
watch
seen
it.
it. I
I
will.
actually brought
I
it up.
will.
I brought it up a year ago. Last Christmas. Last Christmas, I did bring it up in one of those members calling show, but that was a whole 12 months ago.
I'll have to watch that. But more pressing moments. Leicester West Ham, Mr. Chang. How do you see this one going?
Leicester City 1, West Ham United 2.
Oh, a West Ham win. So Van Nistelrooy starts his tenure on a loss. Be interesting. Yoris says the reason I'm curious is because I'm a linguist. I speak 5 languages. He also asked if your mother tongue is Mandarin.
Although my mother tongue is Mandarin, you could say it's my ancestral mother tongue, as it is, the mother tongue of my I wouldn't say it's my race, my ethnicity. The mother tongue of my ethnicity is Chinese. So yes, Mandarin should be my mother tongue. But you might not realize this, Joris, but I actually love the German language a good deal, lot more than the Chinese language. And I credit Rammstein for that. If you ever heard of Rammstein, Joris, that's why I really love the German language. So yes, by blood and by birth, Mandarin is my mother tongue. But at this rate, I could honestly embrace English as my mother tongue.
Looks like you can speak. Is it just 2 languages you speak, Chang?
I speak Chinese, I speak English, I speak Malay, I speak a bit of German, and starting to do a little bit of French. Although I am struggling with the French, it's not that easy language to
No, it's not.
master. Yeah, and and thank you very much, Leo. Thank you very, very much for that. It really means the world to me. But if I don't pick up French as fluently as maybe any other language, I might actually switch over to Spanish.
Wow, I used to speak fluent German. I did GCSE German and could speak it fluently, but I never kept it up. Now I can barely speak it, and it's such a shame. I learnt it for all those years.
Yeah, do
Go
you
on,
know?
Jimbo.
Do you know the problem with languages, right? Because with my job, I used to travel the world. I've probably been around this planet 3, 4 times to so many different countries, and I spent a lot of time in France. Was one of the countries I spent a lot of time in. But I was learning French, and it is difficult. But I had people I was working with. But it makes you lazy because so many people speak English wherever you go. It's such a common language now, so that makes you lazy to learn languages. That's what I found when I was traveling. But I must say that all the countries I travelled to where I learned some of their lingo was the people that were teaching me were people I was working with, and they all want to teach you the swear words. So I can swear in most languages.
I know Med.
Shit.
Yeah, I know that one. Wie heißt du? Ich heiße. Is that what's your name? Ich heiße Kate. Is that it?
Vi heist do. I know that do is you. Vi, I think is Y. How is
I
it?
thought
How do you do?
I thought it was.
Hang on.
I thought that's what's your name, and it's Ich heiße Kate.
I'm
It's
with
like
Ben.
Wo wohnst du is where do you live. I know that. I know some of the basics, but that's about it.
That's me. I'm with you, Ben.
Next up, we have Everton Wolves. Nick's gone for a Wolves win, 2-1. I've gone for a 1-1 draw. Jimbo, Everton Wolves.
God, they got battered. They got battered the weekend, didn't they, Everton?
Again.
Yeah, I'm going to go. Can they lose this one? I'm going to go with a 1-1.
Same as me. Go on, Mr. Chang. I know you was going to say something.
Yeah, this thing by Potato Stew. This is actually one of the earliest Rammstein songs that I ever learned in the 90s. When people ask me do, and I'll just go do has mich. Potato Stew absolutely knows what this song is, and this song actually means a great deal to me. Trying to pick up the German language in the 90s. This and also Sonne and Engel. But thank you very much, Potato Stew. I really needed that. I think we are now predicting the Wolves game. Am I correct?
We are,
predicting
yeah.
the?
Everton Wolves.
Okay, so it's gonna be another 1-1 draw between two teams playing in Metric 14 for me. It's gonna be Everton 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1.
Oh, so me, you, and Jimbo have all predicted a 1-1 draw. It's only Nick that's let the side down with that one. Kate, when is your members' Christmas jumper live? What's that? Am I going to do a members show where we've all got to wear Christmas jumpers? Is that the suggestion? I quite like it. I'm not going to lie. Queen Ellie says Everton 1, Wolves 3. Then we've got this one: Man City versus Nottingham Forest. Can Man City win this one? Chang, what's your thoughts? It's difficult for this one, but what's your thoughts? Manchester City versus Forest.
This is a difficult one to call. Are Manchester City going to continue on with this winless streak in the league, or are they finally going to win for the first time in, I think, over a month now? I've gone for a 2-1 prediction. I've gone for a City 2 and Forest 1, although how they have not been able to score in the last two league games and conceded 6 as well in those last 2 league games will be a cause for concern. But this is the one game I really do hope for City, if they are still to stand any chance at all of catching Arsenal, or not Arsenal, sorry, catching Liverpool, then yes, this is the one game to do it.
Yeah. Big up, Paddy. Good to see you. Are we still winning the league, Jimbo? I think even Jimbo knows that that's not happening.
No, but the treble's still on, Paddy.
Big up Phil Coys as well. Big up
cup.
Minerals. Woo to Phil P, who's just come in as well. But Jimbo, Man City, Nottingham Forest.
4-0.
To
City.
So you fancy this is the game?
I think they're going to come back with a bang this game.
Okay, so you've done 4-0, Chang's done 2-1, Nick's done 3-1, and I've done 2-2 draw. I still don't think they'll get their win, but I'm probably going to be muddied, and that's all right. It's good for the skin. I'll take it. I really want Yao Gomez from Wolves, most underrated player in the Prem, in my opinion. I really want Alex Iwobi. I'm not going to lie. I know he's an ex-Gooner, but I just think he's such a strong player. I think he could do a job for us. Thank you very much, Mr. Flower. Said, didn't know this was your channel. Yes, indeed. Mine and Jimbo's channel. But thank you and welcome to the familia.
I hope your boy's all right. I won't say his name on stream, but I hope he's all right. Lovely kid.
Yeah.
Really nice kid.
Philome. 4-0 City. Minerals says, same as you. But good to see you, James. And yeah, I agree. I hope your boy's all right. Lovely, really nice, polite young man.
Yeah, he was.
Young man. Yeah. The Kulu Defence League is in the house. Newcastle Liverpool. This should be a good game. I've gone for another Desmond. Nick has gone for a Newcastle 1, Liverpool 2. I think this is the game Liverpool possibly drop 2 points. Jim, am I deluded? Are Liverpool going to carry on winning?
Yeah, I think that they got they're a steamroller at the minute, and I'm going to go with Mark CFC. He doesn't speak much, but when he speaks, you listen. And I'm going to listen to Mark and say 3-1 to Liverpool.
Oh, the front door. Do you know what? I keep saying it. Our doorbell, you can put jingle bells on it, and I'm totally going to change it to jingle bells. What, Jim?
Don't keep saying it. Do it.
I'm going to change it to jingle bells because it just needs to be more festive. It was lovely to meet you too, James. An absolute pleasure. But Chang, are you thinking that Liverpool are going to keep this train going? What's your thoughts?
From the just based on the evidence of the last couple of match weeks, I think this is one game that Liverpool are going to win, and Newcastle are going to find it difficult to even get a draw in this one. Although you never know, with Newcastle United, they might actually just turn up the heat and put on a good show. I still am expecting Liverpool to win, which is why I've gone for Newcastle United 1 and Liverpool 2.
Okay, so I'm the only one who thinks that they could get a draw, so I'm bound to be wrong. But I'm not flip-flopping. Shemtown says, Queen Ellie, Bergvale, Benton Kerr, Werner. Hello, lovely lady. Miss you. I fancy Newcastle to get a draw. Good, Edim. That means I'm not alone. The skinny bastard Nick is working, delivering parcels today. God bless him. He ain't had a day off for over a month. He's Santa's little elf at the moment. Barbaric Disdain says, good afternoon to the dynamic trio. Jimbo doesn't look a day over 21. I need his recipe. I think the camera must be doing its job because he definitely looks older than 21. But I love him regardless. Good morning to you, Matt. Good to see you. Just trying to multitask. Jimbo, don't talk when you are talking about Spurs. Just trying to multitask. Jimbo, please don't talk when you're talking about Spurs. I don't understand what that means. But who knows? 2-0 Newcastle, says Anthony. I think that's a bit of hopium in there. Kate, it's -4 degrees here. I just had to pump petrol and almost cracked my fingers. Stay warm. Get some big fluffy gloves, Leo. Stay warm. I did see that. I think there's a massive snowstorm at the minute in New York. Made me very jealous. I'd love to be in the middle of a massive snowstorm. FA Cup third round draw tonight, 7 BBC 2. Oh, Ellie, that's how I opened the show. Great minds. I said exactly that. 7 p.m. BBC 2 and our ball is number 40. Same age as me, nearly. But Jimbo, Isak's injured. Oh, now I kind of want to flip flop. No, I'm keeping it as it is. It's plus not plays. I don't talk when you're talking Spurs. Oh, okay.
I knew what he meant. I just went back because I heard you when I was out there, and I knew straight away what he meant.
Southampton versus the Chavs. Jimbo. Southampton. Sorry, Mark, but the Southampton are the gift that keep on giving. If you need a win, you want to play Southampton. Not that Chelsea need any help, but
I don't think my mate Mark's a Chev.
No, he's lovely.
Well, I think this is going to be another battering. I think that Chelsea are another one. They're on a roll at the minute, and I think they keep on rolling. I'm going to go 3-0 Chelsea.
Wow, 3-0 to the Chelsea. Mr. Chang, what's your thoughts?
This is also going to be another 2-1 away win for the visiting team. I just can't see Chelsea dropping points against Southampton, although I know all of us would very much like that if we are to have any hope of catching up to them. But I'm still going for an away win, which is why I'm going for Southampton 1, Chelsea 2.
Okay, I think that's your favourite scoreline, Chang. 2 1s and 1 1s. Always your favourites. Mr. Nick has gone with 2-1 Chelsea, and I've gone with Chelsea 4, Southampton 2. I've got them to put a couple in because Chelsea's keeper is rubbish. So I think that they'll score a couple, but Chelsea will blow them away. Shem said, Yoris says, you guys are the perfect match. Can't wait to meet you. And we can't wait to meet you.
Yeah, we are the perfect match. We get on our house on fire.
And Chang is our perfect match trio. He's our menage a trois in a non-sexual way. And then we have Nick, who makes it 4. And he's not a bore, but he is a YouTube whore. So there we go. There's a little rhyme there for Nick as well. Anthony Clark says 5-0 to Chelsea, 2-0 to Chelsea. Kulu Defence League. Who's the LDL? Who's the L? Unless he meant K and he's just typoed it. Maybe. Either that or he's trying to confuse us completely. Cannot wait to beat Man United Wednesday night. Going to be glorious. That is the next game that we're talking about. Bummenall versus Manchester United. Now, United, obviously, new manager, Amorim, won 4-0, but it was only to Everton. And let's be fair, we beat Everton 4-0. Chang, do you see Arsenal winning this easy? What's your thoughts?
I'm just going to go straight to the result. I really do hope it's going to be a 1-1 draw. Put it this way, I think this might be the one game that would really dismantle, not really dismantle, but derail their title challenge as early as December. And with Amorim in charge, I think see, me and Mark CFC have got the same idea here, going for a 1-1, and that's how I'm hoping it's going to end up. And if Arsenal aren't careful, if they they concede the way they did against West Ham. I'm expecting them to concede at home, and I really do hope that United can do us a favor if we are to stand a chance of catching up to them as well. Although I know that's a long shot, but I already mentioned that I'm going to not predict any more wins for Woolwich on this channel, which is why I think a draw is the best possible outcome, which is why I'm sticking with my one apiece.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ellie. I'll take it. I look a bit washed out, I think, today, but I'll take it. Got my
After
pillow talk
Saturday's
on.
game, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, that's true. The perfect match is a terrible site. Been a member for 6 months, still can't find me a perfect match today. Jimbo, Bummenall versus Man United. Chang's gone with 1-1. What's your thoughts?
Well, I've got to disagree with Chang on something. He said that it's going to derail their season. Their season's been derailed already, Chang. Just to let you know, they derailed it themselves with that bad run, I'm afraid. But I'm going to go with Chang, not on the same score, but I'm going to go it's going to be a draw. I think that they've picked up Man United, right? Arsenal look good as well, but Man United are going to have something to prove here that they can match the big clubs, and I think that they get a 2-2 draw.
Nick has also gone with 2-2. For fear of being banned from my own channel, I have gone for an Arsenal 4, Manchester United 2, purely because Man United have got no Mainu, no Martinez, Bruno's a doubt, and I just think that even though they've got a new manager, they're still actually not that good as yet. But I hope I'm wrong, and I hope you guys are right, or even better, that Man United smash Arsenal, but I just can't see it. Especially just to humble Angus, who just is convinced they're going to smash them. So I hope that in turn, Arsenal gets smashed, Declan Rice gets sent off, Saka gets sent off and limps off crying like the little bitch that he is, and they get smashed to pieces. But one can live in dream world. Next up, we've got without a winning Aston Villa versus Brentford. Now, Nick has gone for a 1-1 draw for this one, and I have gone for a 2-1 Villa win. I think they might jump back on the winning train. Jimbo, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm with you, Kate. I had 2-1 in my mind to Villa.
Copycat.
The Villa at home just got battered. I think they'll come back.
Yeah. Oh, God, such an itchy nose. Mr. Chang, what about yourself? It's going to be 1-1 or 2-1 because Chang loves a 1-1 or a 2-1.
Well, if you had seen my WhatsApp message to you an hour ago, if you had
Yeah.
seen the message I sent an hour ago, the prediction, I think you predicted it correct. This is going to be a 2-1 win to the home side. It's going to be Villa 2 and Brentford 1.
So once again, me, you, and Jimbo all going with the same score, but Nick is letting us down with a 1-1 draw. Can you believe it? He's such a disgrace. He is the problem. Nick is the problem. Matt says the Man United versus Everton game, they were bang average. Yeah, they scored 4, but I have to say I'm looking forward to them coming to the Emirates with the form we're in. Plus, Brentford haven't won away this season. Villa may sack Emery. Yeah, we did have that discussion earlier. If you'd have been on time, Matt, you'd have noticed all these people that come in late. It's outrageous. Should be some sort of punishment. Fulham versus Brighton. Jim, Fulham coming off a draw against the mighty Spurs that aren't so mighty at the weekend. Brighton. How did Brighton do this weekend? Did they win? I've got it written down.
They were winning when I saw.
1-1 against Southampton. Look, Southampton, the gift that keeps on giving, and they actually drew with Brighton. How do you see this one going?
I'm going to go 2-1 Brighton.
Same score as Nicholas. That's what he's done. 2-1 Brighton. Chang's bound to do 1-1 or 2-1. Mr. Chang,
It's going to be
what's the score going to be?
2-1 to Brighton as well. You guessed it. You absolutely guessed it. Well done.
And I swear to you, I haven't opened your message yet because I like to see the scores live so I can react to them. But you are the 1-1/2-1 specialist. Every score you've done is 1-1 or 2-1 so far. So you've done 2-1 to Brighton. Jim's done 2-1 to Brighton. Nick's done 2-1 to Brighton, but I've gone for a 2-2 draw. So I've let the side down this time. So I'm the problem, unfortunately. And YouTube's the problem because the notifications didn't work to let Matt know. But you shouldn't need notifications because we're always here at 12 o'clock. So that's not an excuse. You're the problem, Matt. It's all your fault. Mark CFC saying 1-1. Big up my gorgeous niece Amelia in the house. Hope you're well, my darling. Good to see you. The predictions are being won at the minute by Chang. He is rising higher. He's on 94. Nicholas is on 84. I'm on 83, and Jimbo's way back on 73 at the minute.
Yeah, but I won this week.
You did win this week. You did. And then the final game on Thursday. I believe all the games are on Amazon Prime because they're staggered kickoffs. Like you'll have a 7:45, then an 8:15. So or whatever. I think they're all on Amazon Prime, and you can choose which games you want to watch. I believe. But the final game is Bournemouth versus Spurs, which is a game, I'm not going to lie, I'm absolutely dreading. I think Bournemouth are playing so well. Did Mum send you the picture of what I look like right now? No, she did not. Well, I say no, she didn't. I don't know if she did. Yes, she did. It looks like something out The Exorcist. I'm a little bit scared. I shan't share it, but she's putting special face cream on. Let's say that. Seeing as we're on Amazon, do yourselves a favour and watch The Shield. It's far more entertaining. Oh my God, Joey, I love that program. What a show that was! I didn't know that was on Amazon. I'd love to watch that again. What a fantastic show that was. Jimbo is like Spurs. He'll finish strong and surprise everyone. Come on, Jimbo. Bournemouth away, it's a scary game. I should know. Do you know what? It really is a scary game. 3-0 says Anthony Clark. Chang is smart because most football scores are 1-1 or 2-1, and that is why he's winning. And Chang, I'll come to you first then. Bournemouth versus Tottenham. How you see this one going?
I really do hope this goes my way. I know it's being played, or rather, I know it's kicking off on a Thursday night. I think it's a 8:15 p.m. Over in the UK on the 5th of December. But over here in Southeast Asia, it's well into Friday. It's well into my birthday. So I really do hope to get my birthday underway with an early Friday morning win. I really do hope it turns out to be a good Friday for us Spurs fans. Come full time, which is why I'm going for a 2-1 away win for Spurs. I still do fancy the home team to score. Not that I don't have any faith or not that I'm lacking in confidence for Ben Davies and Dragoshin and Fraser Foster, but given how we've been conceding to Roma and Fulham at home, I think to hope for another clean sheet away on our travels is going to be quite a monumental task. So yes, I still do expect us to score as well, and I really am hoping we do score more than just the goal, as like we did yesterday, which is why I am sticking with a 2-1 away win for us.
2-1, Chang. That's an unusual scoreline for you. Another 2-1. At least you've done us to win 2-1. Mr. Jim. Yeah, Leo. Leo got it right. Romero should be back for this game, the Bournemouth game.
Yeah, he's meant to be back for this game. He could have played yesterday, but they didn't want to chance him. They wanted to give him a few extra days rest.
Ellie saying Tottenham will win 3-1.
As I'm with Ellie, I'm saying 3-1.
So you're saying 3-1 Spurs. Chang's saying 2-1 Spurs. Nick has gone 2-1 Bournemouth, and I have gone 3-1 Bournemouth. I cannot see us getting anything from that game. I'm ever so sorry to be negative, Nancy. Go on, Chang. Tell me off.
No, I'm not going to tell you off. I just hope Mr. Boxer mutts all of us again on yet another away league fixture. I would really love him to prove all of us wrong on my birthday.
100%. And yes, of course, it is Chang's birthday, so we'll all be praying for a win because it's your birthday on the Friday. Obviously, what time will it be? The game where you are, Chang?
It's going to be kicking off at 4:15 a.m. on Friday morning here in Southeast Asia.
So you're in the past. See, I can't understand timescales. Does
No,
that mean it's in the
uh,
past? No, you're in the future.
I'm in the future, yes.
Oh
We
my
are
good
8
God.
hours ahead of you. We are 8 hours because it's plus 8 GMT. It's plus 8 GMT here, so we are a good 8 hours ahead. But if you thought that 8 hours is a lot, spare a thought for those who are down under. Those who are down under, they are plus 11 GMT. So it's kicking off for them in Australia at 7:15 a.m. on a Friday morning.
Wow. Blimey hell. Would I take a draw? 1,000,000,000%. Jim, you wouldn't, would you?
No.
Chang, would you take a draw now before a ball's kicked?
Yes. If it means that I can go through my birthday without having to stomach us losing, I will take it. But I can see Mr. Boxer's disappointed face, and I fully agree that I would. Okay, let's put it this way, Mr. Boxer. I don't want us to lose, regardless if we win or draw. I just don't want us to lose. How about that?
I wouldn't take a draw against anybody before a ball's kicked. Because we're
That's
capable
brave.
of beating anybody. How do we know that the team that smashed City 4-0 ain't going to turn up? So no, I wouldn't take a draw. And I think we'll
It's
beat
actually,
them. They're not like a fantastic team, Kate. It's not like you're talking about City, Arsenal, or Liverpool, or Chelsea.
no, but they're playing very well this year.
Yeah, but we're well capable of beating them.
It's actually Chang's birthday on Friday, so when we do our show on Friday, it will be Chang's birthday, and I might have to sing for that reason. James Flower says, "Do you think Ange will be under pressure if we don't win our next two? Our next two, I think, being is it Bournemouth then Chelsea? Our next two?
Yeah, we've got
Oh
Chelsea
my
Sunday.
God. At home or away?
We're at home.
Okay. Do you think he's under pressure, Jimbo? If
Yes.
you do,
Yes, 100%, James. I do. I think if he doesn't win at least one of them two games, I think he's under pressure. I think if he draws both of them, I think he's still going to be under a bit of pressure.
What about yourself, Chang? Do you think if Ange doesn't get the 2 wins or even a draw and a win, do you think he's under pressure?
Well, of course, because just going by our form alone, you would have to think that it will take a very brave betting man to say to themselves that there's every chance that any manager is going to get a sack when a team is not doing well. But for Big Ange, I would still say that he has a chance to survive to the end of the season, provided he actually can deliver when it really matters, and that starts off with United in the quarterfinals of the League Cup. So yeah, I'm not going to heap any more pressure on Big Ange. Just that him and the players, both of them, Big Ange and our players, they really need to make it matter they need to make it count when it really matters.
Mm. Look, I hear this standards have dropped if you're taking the draw against Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Right? First of all, I'll say I wouldn't be saying this if we had a full strength squad. But second of all, I think sometimes people expect too much. I think one of the worst things that happened to Spurs is us getting to the Champions League final, in the sense that it made people think we were far better than we are. And I think people now just expect so much from this club that just is. I do. I think it's unattainable.
I don't see her thinking that we're better than we are in the sense of that, Kate,
You do,
because
Jim.
I
Do you
don't
think we're going to beat
because look,
everyone?
we got to the Champions League final. We had a bit of luck against City, right, with the VAR decision, and then we beat Ajax with a 15 minutes of brilliance by us. So it could have easily gone the other way. But look, I don't care that they beat Arsenal, and I don't care that they beat City. We're a better team than them, and we should beat them. So I'm going 3-1, and I don't care about injuries, right? We should still beat them. So I'm sticking to my guns, and I wouldn't take a draw in a million years, Joey, against any club before a ball's kicked off. I wouldn't care if it's Barcelona. I wouldn't take a draw.
That's what Big Dave at the Irish Hotspur says, that he'd never, ever, ever take a draw
No.
before balls kicked. Especially, though, I feel for Chang because it's his birthday. And there's nothing worse than Spurs losing on your birthday.
Well, we won't lose. Be positive.
So, I hope. Yeah, where is all this chest coming from, Jimbo? Where's it coming from?
Because I love my club and I back my club, right? And I do get a little bit down with them when we throw points away. But I back my club no matter who we play. I don't care who we play. If we had only 4 men on the pitch and we was playing the Gooners, I'd still say we're going to beat you 3-0. So because I back my club and I just believe that we're going to beat Bournemouth. I won't. I've always got chest when it comes to Tottenham. Nothing can change me.
I know beyond. The thing is, right, we should be beating Ipswich and Fulham at home. My question to that is, why should we really? Why?
Why what?
Should we be beating Ipswich? Ipswich I get because they've just come up. But why should we be beating Fulham at home? Why should we have beaten Crystal Palace? You know, these are all clubs that are in the Premier League deserve to be there. And on their day, I truly believe on their day, any club can beat anyone.
Yeah, that's true.
I hate this. We should be beating. We should be beating, I suppose, means because of where we stand in the food chain. But I just think Tottenham fans.
You are right, Kate. You are right.
Yeah.
On their day, any team can beat any team. Look, Liverpool beat Southampton the other day, and I thought that was a real injustice to Southampton. I thought they deserved at least a draw out of that game. But it's just the way the Premiership is. If you're not on it on your day, don't matter who you play, you're going to lose, and we've seen that. Liverpool lost to Forest, and Liverpool are a much superior team to Forest. But if you're not on it on your day and you're not putting them chances away, you know the other teams are good enough to put a couple of chances away and take the points. It's just the animal of the Premiership. That's what it is.
Yeah. Given Palace and Ipswich haven't won a game apart from us, then yes, we should be beating them. Jimbo, I 100% get your passion and whatnot, but does it not become a point of being a bit disingenuous?
No, it don't become disingenuous. It becomes that I back my club and I believe in my club, right? Even if we lose 2 in a row, the third game, I still say we're going to win because I back them. I don't support Tottenham to say they're going to lose. I support Tottenham to believe they're going to win. So it's not being disingenuous. I mean, Kate, to her, she lives with me. You know, I always say to her, "It's all right. We'll come back against the next game." You know,
yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't. When the cameras are off, he doesn't change how he is. He's like this all the time. You know, he doesn't say, "Oh God, we're crap. We got no chance." He literally is like this all the time, and it is incredibly frustrating at times. But he really is like this. It's not something he puts on a front. This is what he's like all the time. Would you take a draw if it stops Arsenal winning the league? I don't ever look at how it affects other teams. I don't care about any other team except Spurs. So my answer to that would be that. Spurs have worn me down massively. Daniel says we're a so-called Big Six club, Kate. I'm not even convinced we're that anymore. Which means teams out of the Big Six don't win back-to-back against average teams like them.
Look. I can answer that by saying that it's very hard to pick the top 6 teams in the Premier League, right? I'm going to go with Liverpool, City, Chelsea, and Arsenal are the top 4 big teams in the Premier League. I'm not going to put Man United in there, and I just think it's a fight for the next 2 things. So are we a top 6 club? Depends where you finish at the end of the season. Last season we was a top 6 club because we finished 5th. But this season we'll have to wait and see. You know, apart from them 4, I mean, they had a bit of a blip, Chelsea, but they're a top 4 club. There's no argument about that.
Yeah, so but I think Man United are going to be in that.
Yeah, but at the minute they've had such a slump. Their slump's been like 10 years or something, Kate.
Yeah.
So I'm not putting them in there. Chelsea only had a slump for a couple of seasons. So, but after that, it's a dogfight. So when you actually finish in the top 4, right, like we finished in the top 4, all them seasons, was we overachieving? Maybe we was overachieving, you know. So to be in the top 6, I think from season to season, it depends if you're a top 6 club. We finished 7th. No, we're not a top 6 club. We're a mid-table team. You know,
I
seventh.
mean, Aston Villa finished fourth last year, so does that make them a top 4 team?
Well, it does until they get knocked out of it. I think. I think you've got to look from season to season because it's so close now. The Premiership's changed. You know, the top flight football's changed. There's so many teams now that are getting better and better over as the years go on. You know, and
the Premiership has changed because it's not called the Premiership anymore; it's called the Premier League.
Oh, the Premier League, right? It's the clubs are getting better and better. You see, clubs like Bournemouth are getting better, Brentford are getting better. You know, it's so hard to pick a top 6.
Yeah. Big up Cougar Bear. Hope you're feeling better. Says, surely people aren't worried about staying up at the start of the season, are they? Of course, you should expect to win some games based upon spending power. Fulham at home should always be a win.
Yes, I agree.
I think you should really be looking to win all your home games. I'm sorry. I just think occasionally, yeah, maybe a Liverpool, Man City, you drop points, but you need to be perfect to win the Premier League. The top 6 used to include Everton, Man City. It used to include Everton. Man City got into it over the past 13 seasons. Take this in. Everton have won the title 9 times. Man City 8. Unbelievable.
Yeah, she's right, 100%. But it's changed. Football's changed so much, and it's the big money and the oil money has done a massive thing for it. Abramovich coming in took Chelsea to the next level, right? And because they went to the next level, they got in another owner that can take them to the same level again because he's willing to spend. You see what I'm saying? Because Abramovich made them into such a top team. That someone with money was willing to come in and buy them. So,
but as Ian Barron says, it's getting to the time of year now where we ask, is Die Hard a Christmas movie and is a Kit Kat a biscuit or a chocolate bar? Now, that's the real important topic. Stuff this football malarkey. It's Christmas soon, and we will be doing some special Christmassy shows as well, which are in the pipeline. But look, that is all for today. I have set up a redirect to Ben over at the coffee company who starts at 2. Massive thank you to Eltel Cockerell, who's been a member for 12 months, to Yoris, who's been a member for 8 months, and to the legend, the mod father that is Ben, who has been a member for 13 months. Thank you all so much for your support. Matt says, in the Fulham game, I feel the fact they had 3 ex-Arsenal players that were from Arsenal Academy. I felt those 3 players in particular worried it more. It's one of the positives of the Academy players. Maybe. Levy came in it to the next level and left Spurs behind. Yeah, Joey, that's probably one of the truest but saddest things you've ever said. I think there's a lot of truth in that, which is terrible. Chang, can we find you? Yeah, it was very well put. Can we find you anywhere this week, birthday boy?
I think I would save all my energy, I'll save myself for the next show, which is going to be this Friday, my birthday. And between now and Friday, I'm not going to do anything. So hopefully, when we do reconvene at noon on Friday, we have something to be celebrating. If you still haven't, worked out what kind of cakes you're going to be getting, again, just drop me your address, drop me a postal address. I'll work something out so that all of us have something in common to share. This is one of the very few times I've actually had the opportunity to do something like this with, both you lovely couple over there in Britain. So yeah, if you do feel like if you're up for it, I would very much like the opportunity to be able to deliver something to your doorstep on my birthday for the show.
Bless you. Well, there we go. You can find Chang back here on Thursday. Jimbo, what about
Thursday.
you?
Friday, I
Friday.
think.
Friday. Oh, I'm so blonde. I can't believe that come Friday, it's like the 6th or 6th of December. Oh my God, it's so nearly Christmas. It's terrifying, but also extremely exciting. And I have to point out that in 2 weeks on Wednesday, I'm having to drive to Brixton Academy to go and watch a Swedish rapper. Just to say, everyone pray for me, pray for Kate, because that is something that I really don't want to do. But my son is his favourite artist, and I promised I'd take him. But now It's coming closer. I'm thinking, what have I done? Jimbo, are you on anywhere at all?
Well, I'm not on Swedish Rapper Watch. I know that's your department. Which Swedish rapper? What's his name?
Blade.
Like, what is it?
Blade. Bladee.
Yeah, so I'm not on. I don't know where I am. I'll just follow you.
Well, we will be on the pre-match pump up on We Are Tottenham TV on Thursday, before the Bournemouth game, and we'll probably be back here, I would think, Wednesday. We don't normally do a show tomorrow, do we? So it'll probably be
you got to do a queries and theories or whatever you're going to do with immediacy.
I know. I have got to sort it. There's just so much going
Rose
on.
has just come in. Please don't block me.
Oh, big up, Rosie. Sorry about that. But Vindaloo came in and said thank you very, very much for his membership. Do you know what? I don't mind some of his stuff, but he's very young and modern, and I'm going to be the oldest one there. So I can't say I'm particularly looking forward to it. I'm just going to sit in the corner and probably be on my phone. Probably can't even get a signal, but there we go. Let's make sure we're smashing the like button and subscribing. Yes, please. Can Mr. Chang stop trolling for birthday presents? The toy stores banned me from buying him stuff. Look, thank you everyone for watching. It's been a really good show considering we had such a crap result at the weekend. Jimbo, I'm going to let you end the show as only you can, and ask that just everyone hits a like on the way out, please.
Yeah, hit the like and subscribe for me, Kate and Chang. If you like us, hit it. If you don't, then I suppose you won't. Look, look, it was a terrible result and a terrible game yesterday. Very, what's the word, shall I say? Downhearted, disappointing. But keep the faith. You know what we can do. We've seen it against some of the teams this season. There's no reason we ain't going to go away and smash Bournemouth. So keep the faith, love the badge, and love Tottenham Hotspur. So it's better to love than hate. It makes you feel better. Come on, you Spurs.
Giving opinions with no regret, smashing the top bins like in the onion net. Talking the talk with Kate and Jim, and walking the walk, just listen in. The perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mix and transfer news, it's what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jimbo always keeps a positive spin, while Kate's Mickey has the name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like Lenny stop robbing, or she's just flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. The perfect match, you just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match, you just got to latch onto that perfect match.